I'm going to kind of start off at the end. At the end of the day, the further resolve clause is the essence of this resolution. And it reads, the council encourages the state of Delaware to recognize that the drawing of the boundary lines for school districts can impact the degree of local control residents of Delaware possess. There's also a paragraph that says the council respectfully encourages the state of Delaware to recognize that the absence of local control afforded to Wilmington residents is an important factor among many to take into consideration when seeking solution to education-related issues negatively impacting Wilmington residents and students. And furthermore, that council encourages the state of Delaware to recognize that Wilmington residents who vote in school board elections are disenfranchised in a manner that negatively impacts access to local control, a fundamental tenet of public education. Now, in this resolution, there's a couple of sections. The starting point is the concept of local control is so fundamental to public education that it's regularly referenced by the United States Supreme Court in its education decisions. Sometimes it's the majority referencing it, and sometimes it's the minority opinion referencing local control. And so in this resolution is some of the legal background that the law department assisted me in pulling together, just so folks could see examples of how local control plays out in litigation. For purposes of lay people, there's a definition. And if you listen to some of the key words in the definition, you'll understand the importance of local control. The concept of local control is grounded in a philosophy of government premised on the belief that the individuals and institutions closest to the students and most knowledgeable about a school and most invested in the welfare and success of its educators, students, and communities are best suited to making important decisions about its operation, leadership, staffing, academics, teaching, and improvement. And so the essence of the concept in this resolution is that having local control when it comes to public education is better than not having local control. And the big argument is the degree of local control that a community has. And unfortunately for us as Wilmingtonians, everybody pretty much understands that our community, because Wilmington is a community, is chopped up into 4 public school districts, which means that Wilmington residents, when we vote, when we elect board members, we essentially have little or no say in what those school districts are going to do. And that's why that's one of the reasons why we have so much difficulty in being able to have a say with respect to meeting the needs of Wilmington's children. So local control is not the only relevant factor, it's one among many. But the essence of this is defining local control, because in the suburbs, desegregation and busing and all of that ended under the mantra of folks wanted local control back in the suburbs. And so when the feds left, the suburban communities got their local control back. But Wilmington, that had been chopped up into 4, didn't get any local control back. And so in whatever solutions that they're working on or deciding to reach and may vote on, the purpose of this is to encourage Dover to remember that Wilmingtonians don't have a fair share of local control over the education of our children. And that's why Wilmingtonians are always running out to other people complaining about the education that we receive for our children, because we really don't have a say at the table when those decisions are being made. So that's the essence of it.